Welcome back to part 6 of reproduction in organism. I hope in my previous video I have cleared you about sexuality in organism. So we have seen the concepts like homothallic, heterothallic, hermaphrodites, etc., unisexual animals. Now today's session I'll be explaining you about some of the different concepts like haploid organisms and diploid organisms. It depends upon the number of chromosomes present in the DNA. My dear students, as you know that the sexual mode of reproduction incorporate such a process of combining DNA from two different individuals during reproduction. So, in the sexual mode of reproduction, it is combination of DNA from two different individuals. So here if you can look at the first concept, that is haploid organisms, the individual having only one set of chromosomes in somatic cell. As you all know that if I take an example of human being possesses 46 chromosome number in their cell. In the sense 23 chromosomes have come from a father and 23 chromosomes have come from the mother. So the child will have 46 chromosomes. Now in case of haploid, the organisms will have only one set of chromosome. Such individual we can call them as haploid organisms. Examples: Monera, fungi, algae, bryophytes. Diploid organisms, the individual having two set of chromosome in somatic cells. Examples are pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and most of the higher animals. In diploid organisms, the gamete formed by meiosis. At the end of the meiosis, haploid gamete forms. So, in the diploid condition, if the diploid in the sense they contain double number of chromosome, two set of chromosomes. So, they are formed by meiosis. The diploid organisms gamete are formed by the process of meiosis, and at the end of meiosis they are going to get haploid gamete formation. So they form haploid gamete formation is going to take place. So now question comes, how transfer of gamete is going to take place? Whether it is going to take place through a water or a wind, or there is a mating of male and female individual is going to take place, because male and female has to fuse, then only there is a reproduction which is going to carry out with the production of zygote. So let me tell you how gamete transfer is going to take place. In majority of the organisms, male gamete are motile, in the sense the male gamete are capable of moving from one place to another place. So we call them as male gametes are motile, and female gametes are non-motile, in the sense majority of the organism which you can see around us, there the male gamete is motile and the female gametes are non-motile. If in a few fungus and algae, both male and female gametes are motile. See the exceptional case. These are the two exceptional cases like fungus and algae. You are going to see that male as well as the female, both the gametes are capable of moving from one place to another place. In algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, male gamete move in water to reach female gamete. As I said you, there is a mating of male and female gamete has to take place, so that there is a fusion of male and female gamete to produce zygote. So either male has to come and fuse with the female, or female has to go and fuse with the male gamete. So in case of algae and fungi, both are able to move from one place to another place. Now they have given you clear information about the algae and bryophytes and pteridophytes. Male gamete, the male gamete which are able to move from one place to another place, they require a medium. The medium is a water to reach to the female gamete. So the large number of the male gametes are false to reach female gamete. So we don't know where is the female gamete. So the male gamete will release this number of gametes. So the male gametes are released into the water in a high quantity, so that it has to reach to the female gamete. To compensate this loss, the male gamete are produced several thousand times to female gamete. What does it mean? We don't know where is the male, and we want the zygote has to be formed, fusion of male and female gamete has to be taken place. So which place there is a female gamete, we don't know. To compensate this, the loss should not occur, the zygote has to be formed, the generation has to be continued. So the male gamete are produced in a huge quantity, in thousands time to the female gamete. Female gamete will be few, the male gamete will be produced a long time through the medium of water. It will reaches to the female gamete, then fusion takes place, then zygote forms, then a new individual is going to grow. In this way they continue their generation. In bisexual self-fertilizing plant, pollen grains are easily transferred to the stigma. Self-fertilizing in the sense, in the same plant, as you know what is bisexual flower or a bisexual plant, the plant which have got male and female reproductive part in the same plant. So male and female reproductive part will be present in the same flower. So self fertilization in the sense, stigma will go and enter into the pollen grains will go and enter into the stigma. That we call it as self fertilization or self pollination, usually we call it. In unisexual and cross fertilizing plant, unisexual in the sense, a plant will have either male or female reproductive structure in it, and it has to search for another one. So in this, cross pollination is going to occur, and the medium will be the cross pollination in the sense, one plant will be having a male, another plant will be having a female reproductive structure. They have to move from one place to another place. So the medium will be air, insect, a bird, etc. as you can see in your picture. And this is not a new to you, my dear students. You might have studied in 9th and 10th. So now as the gametes are being produced and they are going to form a zygote, let me proceed on to the next step, that is fertilization or syngamy. Both are same. Sometimes they use the word fertilization, some books they have used syngamy. Both are similar. It is a process of fusion of male and female gamete that result in the formation of zygote. As we were trying to understand what kind of plants are there, like monoecious or dioecious, homothallic, heterothallic, etc., etc. Depend upon them, we try to understand homogametes and the heterogametes also we saw. Now to just now in this section we have seen about the haploid organisms and diploid organisms and how they are going to transfer their male and female reproductive structure. So when male and female reproductive structures are going to fuse, that process we call it as fertilization or syngamy. There is another concept we call it as, which is a unique one, which doesn't require fusion. Just look at the screen, the parthenogenesis. What does it mean? It is a development of new individual without fertilization. Fertilization is not required. Directly the individual is going to form. It doesn't require the fusion of male and female gametes. Directly the development of a new individual is going to take place. Examples are honeybee, some lizards, turkey birds, etc. The seedless fruits are called parthenocarpic fruits. So if you want to understand in the fruits or in the plants, we call the process as parthenocarpic. What do you mean by parthenocarpic? The fruit developed without fertilization. The fruit which is formed without fertilization are called parthenocarpic fruits. They are seedless fruits. Through that you can understand. And parthenogenesis is in case of animals, it is a development of a new individual without fertilization. Without syngamy, the new individual is going to grow. So the examples you should remember, because it will fall under 1 mark question. They may ask you what is parthenogenesis with examples, or they may ask you parthenocarpic with examples. So please do remember the definition along with the examples. Now there are two types of fertilization which is going to see in the organism, that is internal fertilization and external fertilization. External fertilization is nothing but in this fusion of male and female gamete occur outside the body in water media. That is, aquatic organisms like algae, fishes and amphibians, they are going to perform external fertilization. Till now we try to understand what kinds of gametes are there, whether they are haploid or diploid, and how it is going to take place. So fusion has to be taken place. Male and female has to get fuses. So fusion may take place outside the body of an organism, or it may take place inside the body. If it is occurring outside, it is called external fertilization, and the examples are aquatic organisms like algae, fishes and amphibians. So when external fertilization is going to occur, my dear students, it has got few disadvantages. Organism produce large number of gametes. The organism has to be produced large number of gametes, so that it has to go and meet to the female reproductive part. The predators destroy egg and offsprings. The enemies may destroy their eggs and the hatched offsprings also. There is a possibility that many predators will be present around them. They may kill off, or they may eat the eggs of the other organism. The survival rate of the organisms to the adult is less. This may falls under 3-mark question. What is external fertilization and what are the disadvantages of external fertilization? Or another question, what is difference between internal and external fertilization? And internal fertilization is said to be the safest. Justify the statement. 2 questions may appear for the 3-mark question. So you are supposed to write the definition along with advantages and disadvantages. I hope it is clear to you, my dear students. So the external fertilization is going to take place outside the body of an organism, and internal fertilization is nothing but in case of reptiles, birds and mammals. Human beings, the male gamete are inserted to the female reproductive tract at the time of mating or copulation. On the basis of development of their zygote, animals are grouped into oviparous animals and viviparous animals. In the sense, according to the development of the zygote, how development of the zygote is going to take place, according to that, animals are categorized into 2 types, that is oviparous animals and viviparous animals. Oviparous animals such as reptiles and birds which lay the eggs. The development will take place inside the egg. And viviparous animals such as majority of the mammals including human being, the zygote development into the young one inside the body of female individual. Okay? Are you understanding? So based on the development of the zygote, how the development is going to take place in the zygote, animals are grouped into oviparous and viviparous. Please do remember, this may come for the 2 marks question, like differentiate between oviparous and viviparous with examples. So oviparous such as egg laying animals. Example, the animals which lay the eggs are said to be oviparous. Examples are reptiles and birds. And viviparous are the animals which give birth to their young one inside the body of a female individual. Examples are mammals. So this completes your first chapter, my dear students. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me the queries in the comment section. Thank you.